Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yoda Man on the boards, and once again I'm joined for commentary by Derek. Hey Derek, how's it going?
Doing all right?
All right, so we've got round three from the Gamers Armory Star Wars LCG Store Championship held in June 2017. I'm on the right in this match playing my dark side deck against Jay, who goes by InbredJed on the boards. He's on the left playing a Smuggler's Jedi deck. I'll go ahead and run down my deck list and his real quick. So I'm playing the Death Star and 4 Palpatine deck I came up with. It's got 2 Technological Terror, 1 Endor Entrapment, 2 Emperor's Web, 2 Emperor's Promise, 1 Executor Arrives, 1 Plan of the Prophetess, and 1 Lure of the Lost. And Jay is actually playing a deck he saw that won one of the regionals recently. It's Smugglers with 2 Questionable Contacts, 2 Against All Odds, 2 May the Force Be With You, 2 Matter Undermine, and 2 Running the Canyon. Looks like we're off and running here. I started with Plan of the Prophetess, Technological Terror, and Emperor's Promise, and I believe Jay started with Against All Odds, Matter Undermine, and May the Force Be With You. And I dropped a Sith Library, a Royal Guard, and a Gladiator turn 1, which isn't too bad here. So,
Seems pretty good.
yep. So going into this last round, Jay was in first place. He was undefeated on 12 points. I was in second place on 9 points. So I need to win this first game to basically force one game for the championship if I can win it here. This first one, the second game would be for all the marbles. So we'll see how it turns out. So,
Yeah, looks like his deck is trying to make use of that targeted strike card in the new Jedi pod there.
yeah, I think he was. He was trying to use the bullseye card. He's got Korhan. He's got starting off with a resource there. That's never bad. He's got a shifty lookout, which is gonna
That's always annoying.
yeah, which is gonna make it seem like I have one extra card here, unless I can find a way to focus him or get rid of him. And I see a Yoda in his hands. Yoda's usually good to play. Wonder if he's gonna drop that in or not.
A shifty lookout is, and so I'm guessing. I hadn't thought of this combo before, but I don't know. Is there an action window in the draw phase before you draw cards? Because if
No.
so, I didn't think there was, but I was thinking if there was, you could use Brainiac to increase the value of shifty lookouts. You only get to draw 4 cards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's only one at the end of refresh, so it looks like Jay is gonna play Yoda.
Well, I
So-
know there's one at the end of refresh, but I know there's one in the draw phase as well. I just wasn't
Right.
sure if it was before you drew cards or not.
No, it's at the end of draw, so I guess you can't use Brainiac to mess with it. So I
Yeah,
guess you could use
that's what I
Tarkin to
thought.
blank him so he doesn't have an effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
You don't have Tarkin in your deck, do you?
no, I do not have Tarkin in this deck.
Yeah.
Look at me not having Tarkin in my deck. But I had Yoda in the light side, so I guess that's all.
Who's running the Death Star?
Yeah,
Who's controlling it? You Palpatine there doing it?
yeah. So he's looking at Emperor's Promise. I think Jay hadn't seen it in a while, just remembering how it worked.
Yeah.
So it's when you engage an objective not named Emperor Promise, the dark side gets to do a damage to a light side objective. So kind of a mini enforced loyalty if you attack something else.
Yeah.
And right now it's probably better than enforced loyalty. So unless they only want to do one attack each till they get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd rather go after technological terror, probably.
Yeah, try to turn that off too. So I'm not
Well,
sure.
it's more.
Jay might
It's
be.
more get rid of it. Turning it on or off doesn't really matter much.
Yeah.
Although right now with it turned on, technically Yoda has an extra gun.
Yep, and so Jay just committed Yoda and the balance. So dial went to 2. He took balance back, and I could only draw up to 5. So I'm actually playing a Dark Temple. So I'm getting the resources going here early.
Yeah, Plan of the Prophetess is a really great objective, but it just does not have the impact if Yoda's on the table.
No, it sure doesn't. And there is Rav,
I like Rav.
and I'm keeping a couple resources open on Technological Terror. I don't know what that might be. Maybe a tractor beam or something. Actually, I don't think there's a tractor beam in here. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saving that resource for.
I don't know why you would save that one.
Oh, I am going to force choke the shifty lookout now, just to get rid of him. Oh, I
Yeah.
went to conflict and then I choked him so I could trigger Rav. Okay, I think
Yeah.
that's what I did because I'm pointing at Rav. I would think I'd try to hit against all odds, maybe try to keep him from getting that bonus. Yep.
Yeah, because that only works when it's undamaged, right?
Yep, that's right. No, against all odds always works actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I might be thinking about committing everybody to take balance back here.
I wonder why you didn't use technological terror. That's your one, elite resource. I would have thought you would have used that versus two others.
Yeah, I wonder if I have Force Lightning or Deadly Sight because now I could play it since I took balance back using Technological Terror and Dark Temple.
Mm.
I might have
Well,
something
you
like
could have done
that.
it either way if you had, for example, your faction guard and Plan of the Prophetess both
Yeah, that's
still.
true. Yeah, as long as I had something that maybe that I don't know why I did it that way, but
Mm.
so he's refreshing here. So I got rid of the Shifty Lookout, which will help keep that bonuses from coming. So this was a really interesting deck that we saw won one of those regionals. I don't remember if it might have been the Muncie, Indiana regional. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I thought that's what Jay might have said was. He said he totally net decked this. He saw it, thought it looked interesting, and so he tried it. But one thing I kind of noticed as we'll start seeing in this game that was interesting, and I didn't think about it at the time, was that so he's just got Luke's Skyhopper out, which has targeted strike, but it also has the ability that if you play an event card once per turn, you can deal a damage to a dark side objective. And he just played out the Skyhopper, Brainiac, and an astromech. Oh, that's right. He had two resources on Matter Undermine. He's got these tokens that one side count as one and the other side count as two. It threw me off for a second. It's like, how did you pay for
Oh,
that? So
yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I didn't know how he paid for all that.
yeah, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you have these. I don't know where he got those tokens from, but I've seen him play it before because we've played in some other tournaments and just casually before. Um, so so anyway, what I did notice here is I think one of the reasons Against All Odds is in the deck is less about dash and the objective and more about holding all the cards. Since it's a free event, it makes it easier to trigger the Skyhopper. His deck actually has lots of free events in it.
Hmm.
Or cheap events because it's got the Against All Odds, it's got the Outwits, um, it's got Swindled and Crossfires, which only cost one in Han's set. It's got the Shielding one from the Skyhopper set that's free. So it's kind of a pretty clever build once I really started understanding what the point of it is like play events and do damage that way, which is a pretty interesting tactic here.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I was thinking when you're reading off the deck list, I thought it all made sense to having everything in there, what he was doing. The only thing I was wondering is why Core Luke wasn't in there.
right,
Because
yeah,
given the targeted strike mechanics and stuff, but
yeah.
I can see what you're saying as far as the reason, what he's trying to do with the direct damage there.
Right. Now, I didn't realize it at first. It kind of becomes evident. A little spoiler alert here as we're watching this game. Like after he did it once or twice, I'm like, oh, that's why Against All Odds is in there instead of something like Luke with these
Yeah,
free
because with a
events.
Brainiac, he can increase that damage too, can't he?
Yep, he can use Brainiac to make it do 2 damage.
Yeah.
So I said it's a pretty clever build, and Yoda's just good. So obviously, but Core Luke
Mm.
doesn't actually have any events in his set, so I could understand that. Whereas Han actually has two, because he's got
Yeah.
the Crossfire and the Swindled. So he's trying to maximize what he can do. He's also got 4 targets in this deck because the Running the Canyon and Against All Odds has that both have targets in them. So
Yeah.
so like I said, pretty clever. Um, Luckily, I realized it after he did it about once or twice that, oh crap, I got to get rid of that Skyhopper. So,
Uh-huh.
or
And
he might win without ever attacking, basically.
and your buddy Brainiac, who you love so much as well.
Yes, he put him down. I sat there and said, I hate Brainiac, as I always do, and he just laughs because he knows I hate Brainiac.
Mhm.
So, like, what the heck? At least I had played Dr. Mung Mung a bunch before this tournament, and he always plays Brainiac, so I at least know what kind of tricks Brainiac can do. Although
Oh yeah.
I was kind of expecting him, to be honest with you. I thought he was going to not do what he did. When first time he did it to trigger the event, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he might do something else. And yep, he's giving him a shield, playing the event, and doing 2 damage to technological terror and didn't even attack. Which was annoying.
Does it always go to the objective, or does it go to units?
I'm pretty sure it goes just to objectives. So
Okay.
As far as the damage goes, it's I said, so he did 2 damage. He didn't even have to attack or anything, which is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this point, I think he realized he actually couldn't get balance back because of Plan of the Prophetess. When I took a token out that I learned this trick from Donovan up in New York City when I played him in the regional, he was using these scum tokens to mark when he had used Brainiac on a turn. I thought afterwards I probably should have used it when I was for spark triggers and things on my light side turn. I just didn't even think about it. So I think he's actually going to pass turn here because he didn't do anything, and I just triggered the dial up, or clicked the dial up to 4. And so as we went to the draw phase, I think I asked him if he had any actions. I might have Deadly Sight or something like that. And I was going to see
that triggers at the start of a phase.
Right. So I was, I don't know why I didn't do it before I drew. I probably should have done it then. Oh, I'm actually playing the Executor. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like you do have the resources for it.
Yeah, I have just enough to do it. I thought maybe I had something to try to take out Brainiac here.
Executor plus Rav, there's some serious potential for damage there.
Yeah, it sure is. And that one of the things I saw with this right away was if a typical Brainiac trick certainly is doing something with the droid and sacking it. Well, if he sacks the droid or does any kind of sacking, I'm going to trigger Executor. So, yep. And I don't know if he didn't take the token off of Brainiac. I don't know if maybe he did use him on something in my turn, but I guess not. It looks like I just kept balance and passed turn back to him. And now I just got to hope he doesn't take out technological terror on me when I'm not expecting it.
Well, he easily could with any event.
Yeah, I guess he did not have one to play on my turn. Maybe that was why I was asking. It looked like I kind of stopped after I drew to see. I was going to see if he had something to try to blow up technological terror before I could use the resources. So, But yeah, I think he messed up that he should have taken the token off on my turn with Brainiac, but maybe it doesn't look like he had anything to play anyway. It looks like he has a droid and a fake card in his hand, so it probably was moot. And I kept a pretty full hand there because all I played was Executor.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it can do some work for me. And if I can hold off his onslaught of just playing an event and doing 2 damage thanks to the Skyhopper and Brainiac.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if you could get a hold of some of your chuds from the Executor set. You'd be able to do a ton of damage to his board.
Yeah, or those Berserkers, too. I mean, if they strike, they automatically get sacrificed.
Yeah, I've got a deck with those 2 plus the Avenger, and that's just crazy when that stuff gets going.
So there's another droid, and I think I pointed Executor because I said, go ahead, feel free to sack him. If you sack one, I'm going to kill the other one.
Yeah. Well, unless he uses Brainiac to reduce the Executor's damage for sacking.
Well, yeah, I guess he could do that, but that seems a little silly. And he can't
Well,
actually target the executor with that either to try to
oh yeah, it
turn
has to
that
damage
off.
the execute before he can
Yeah,
do
he'd have
anything
to.
to it.
Yeah, that's right. He'd have to damage it first somehow before he could blank it. So it'd been so long since I really played that set. I kind of had fun that I got it, getting it on the board and using it here.
He needs to get rid of or do some damage to your guys so we can start picking them off with Brainiac.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't attacked yet. The damage he got was playing the event. So, yeah, okay. So now he did get stuck with just a few resources. He had 4 resources because he had double focused matter under mine initially. So that's going to slow him down a little bit. So he's played another, probably, I can't tell if it was a Dagobah Training Grounds or Cloud City Casino, but he played another resource and then played another droid. So he's still got 3 resources left. And right now, I'm just hoping I can find a way to get rid of Brainiac before he just decimates my board and keeps triggering that, or get rid of the Skyhopper. But
No, you really just need to sacrifice. Drawing something like an aggression wouldn't be terrible because
no,
you're going to trigger a ton of damage that way
yeah,
between your 2 guys.
yeah. And I only have one of the Executor arrives in my deck, so it's a little
Yeah,
bit
him
less
and
likely
his
to get it.
2 little guys would be great to draw right now.
Yep. Well, and the Death Star engineers you can sack too. If they
Yeah.
come out to free up, they take a token off. So it looks like he must be attacking with something, or maybe he's rethinking. Because it looks like I'm going to try to block with the Gladiator here. Maybe he's backing off. Yeah, I don't know what he's attacking with.
Well, the only thing that makes sense to attack with would be Yoda.
Yeah, unless he's attacking with everybody.
So Rav, can't you trigger his ability just when anybody dies for any reason in conflict?
Yep, but it's only once per turn. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so if he sacks something, Rav will trigger too. I think it's
Yeah.
sacrificed. I think it's just Lee's play. So, all right, so he is doing the trick again, giving a shield to Yoda and triggering the Skyhopper, and he's blown up 1 objective already. And he hasn't attacked yet. That was so annoying. I said, once he did that the second time, I'm like, okay, clearly I need to do something else.
Yeah.
And I guess he was still in deploy or something because he just played the single scramble. Or maybe I let him back up that he was asked if he could play it. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. You had enough money. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So putting the thing on Brainiac because we know he triggered. And now I'm like, I really need to get rid of Brainiac. Not that I don't need to get rid of the Skyhopper, but I'd much rather get rid of Brainiac because he's just too versatile.
Mm.
Now, the good thing is he doesn't have a lot of cards left in his hand, so there's no way he's winning an edge battle here.
Not against a gladiator.
Right. But,
So you should be able to damage Yoda and put a focus on him then too.
well, he had shielded Yoda with that stupid Memories from Home card from the Skyhopper
Oh yeah,
set.
then Yoda's probably gonna get to strike.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Yoda's going to strike. Now, I don't remember if he must have attacked something besides the Death Star, or besides Technological Terror. So he put both of his cards in, and I think at that point I was probably figuring I want to go in and try to lock something down. So I might have put what did I put in? I guess I put in 3, and he had 4. He had 2 targets on top of that.
Ouch.
That was annoying.
So it's
But
gonna be four
actually,
damage with the unopposed.
well, actually, I had 4. That's right, because I had the Gladiator. I forgot I
Yeah.
had edge 1. So I won there, but he got 2 in targets in.
Yeah, he's
And,
still gonna get 4 damage on the objective though, because he's gonna
right,
kill the gladiator.
right. So I'm gonna obviously try to shoot Yoda, and I assume he takes the damage. And then I'm trying to figure out if I focused what I ended up focusing here. Probably the Skyhopper because it had Blast, and the droids aren't
Well,
that scary.
yeah, but the you could
Oh, I
easily
focused.
block and kill the Skyhopper if he has no edge cards in hand. He'd be foolish to attack.
Right. I focused Brainiac just in case he had some idea of getting stuff in. So So he's going to kill the gladiator, and he actually blew up Emperor's Promise then? How did he do that? 2 targets. I don't remember. Maybe it had a damage on it from before or something. I thought it was Emperor's Promise.
Maybe it was the web.
Yeah.
Where you had
No,
health
it's Emperor's Promise. So yeah, he had the targets. And he just took balance back and got those 2 memories from home back, which was annoying. Well, whatever. It blew up. Obviously, it had enough damage when he sent Yoda in. Maybe it had a damage on it, and I just didn't realize it. So he's already blown up 2 objectives here. And I should have triggered Raps. I did. I put one on it. Oh, it was against all odds. That's what it was. I forgot about against all odds.
That's why he pitched his hand. Yeah.
Yep, and that's why. And I should have pitched my hand. So I just didn't even think about it. So he's going to take balance back. The Dow's only going to 5. And this is not looking too good for me, Derek. I need to win this game to basically still have a chance to win the tournament.
And you got another 4 health objective out there, and another objective that Rav's objective is pretty worthless.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything I want to get back. So I'm sitting here. I remember at this point I'm thinking I drew, and I was probably trying to figure out how on earth I can get rid of Brainiac. And actually I did. After I refreshed before I even went to draw, I killed Brainiac because I didn't want him to get the extra bump on the Skyhopper again. So I did that right after I refreshed, so he didn't even really have a chance to try to use it again. He could do it now for 1, but he can't do it for 2 at least. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out probably how I can get balance back.
Well, the fact that he can keep doing that with the Skyhopper even without Brainiac, you really need to kill him. The Skyhopper, does that thing have 3 health or 2?
It only has 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and I guess I could have killed that too.
Well, it's not focused.
Right. Oh, that's right.
So
I couldn't have lightninged that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't force lightning it.
Right. And I wonder if he even thought of committing Brainiac just to free him up with May the Force so he could avoid a Force lightning. So
I was surprised he didn't do that with Yoda.
Well, he had already committed Yoda. He's got that little Force.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's not really a card. It just says Force on top of him.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, I'm looking at this, I think I have the mission. And we saw that do some work in an earlier game for me where I stole some units.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to send both the Executor and Rav to blow it up.
Yeah, unless I have something else I can put in.
Yeah.
Well,
you got 5 resources left. The mission will cost you 1.
Like a Death Star engineer or something. Well, I wouldn't necessarily have to send Rav in. If he blocks, I could get a damage from Rav triggering. Oops, I threw a card on the table.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, I'm sort of thinking my tournament is about to be over here.
Yeah, if he blocks with multiple people, you're not going to get unopposed.
And I am playing the mission with the dial at 5.
Steal the hopper.
Well, that was running through my head. If I'm like, I've got a lot of events in this deck. If I could steal the Skyhopper, I could start doing damage to it. Because that thing's unique. It wouldn't be like he could even put the other one out and get use out of it.
Yeah.
So, and I think he realized that too. That if I blew up that mission, I was probably going to steal the Skyhopper.
I think what would be really good right now would be a Berserker.
Yeah, I feel like I just saw one flash in my hand, and yep, there is one.
Oh, there you go.
Even better. So I've got Rav, I got a Berserker, I got an Executor.
What you really need to do is blow up the objective. You need to kill Yoda and take the hopper.
Yeah.
Those little droids are still going to be annoying, but you can probably pick those off Like after the Berserker dies, you can trigger Rav to
Right.
damage the objective again.
Right.
But you can also, whenever you sacrifice something, you could do it to the objective or a unit via the executor.
Right. Right. So I've got some options here, and if he tries to sacrifice something, then who knows? So I definitely at this point I remember I was really trying to run over my scenarios. I got 2 damage on against all odds. Dial's at 5. I really need to blow up Lord of the Lost and steal that Skyhopper if I can. And then just hope that I can hold him off because he really is only going to need 4 damage on Technological Terror. So now he's got those cards. He hasn't triggered the Skyhopper yet, so he could play one of those shield cards now and do a cheap damage to Technological Terror.
I think he should.
Yeah. I also think if I'm Jay, that he's got to know my goal is to try to blow this up and steal the Skyhopper. I think I put the Skyhopper in the way.
Yeah.
It's like it's better to be destroyed than stolen.
Yep.
So, and that may be what he's considering right now because I told him I was going after Lord of the Lost. Yoda's locked down. Yeah, I think he's trying to figure out, well, what could I steal? I can't steal Yoda. And I think at this point, I remember we were talking about if it says 4 printed or Force icons, so even though Yoda technically is like he only has 4 now because of Prophetess, he still has 5 printed, so I couldn't steal Yoda. I think that was our discussion there. So he's playing the memories from home. There it is. He's doing a damage to Technological Terror.
Yeah, that's correct. You're not able to take Yoda with that.
Right. And I bet he's going to put this Skyhopper in the way. Now, I know I did it like this because I figured in case he blocked with 2 things. It looks like he's going to attempt to use a droid. That seems weird. That'll let me hit something. Maybe he's not going to use the droid. Yeah, the good thing is I know his 1 card is that other memories from home. He's got 1 Force icon. So I just have to beat 1 somehow, and I got a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
And I just put 1 in. He passed. I got Battle on Endor, which I'm pretty sure is only worth 1 right now, but doesn't matter. And yeah, Skyhopper gets in the way. So, well, technically I was going to shoot it with the Executor first. I don't know why I didn't do that. And then I trigger it and got rid of the the droid when the Berserker left play. I think I sort of did that out of order, but he knew what I meant to do because he sacked the guy immediately.
Well, don't you get to use both the Executor and Rav's ability there?
Yeah, so I used the Executor to kill a droid. I ended up stealing the other droid, and Rav should have triggered on...
Against all odds, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we might still be... Oh, I'm pointing to it now, yeah. He kind of did that so quick. I was like, wait, we're not really doing this. And the dial should go to 6 because I blew something up. Don't tell me I forgot to split the dial here. That would be really bad. And now, the only way I'm going to be able to get balance back is actually using the droid.
Committing the droid?
Well, I can't commit because he's got Signal Scrambler out. So I'm getting it back with the droid because he's not committing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the dial should have gone to 6 and we missed that. That's not good. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me.
It looks like it's at 6 to me.
Oh, I don't remember moving it though when I just blew up the objective. Did I miss that?
Didn't see you move it either. I wonder if it already at 6 and should it have gone to 7?
We will see. Yeah, I was thinking it was just at 5 for some reason.
Well, it's even if it'll go to 7 on your turn then, and you can still win with 2 objectives.
Right.
So you've got one that's pretty damaged over there, and you've got a pretty heavy hitter in the Executor, it's not unreasonable to think that you'd be able to get 2 on your next attack.
Well, yeah, because if I could get an unopposed, the Executor could blow up Matter Undermine by itself. Because
Yeah,
it's only got 4 health.
Yeah, you've got 5 blasts showing right now, counting his droid.
Yeah, which is just kind of silly.
And you can still use Rav's ability, Executor ability to get additional hits.
Yeah,
So,
if I could get something to sack you.
He probably needs to win this turn or do something drastic.
Yep, I agree. So, looks like he's still got the shield on Yoda. I don't think Yoda should have a shield. And he's playing Swindled, and this was actually a really clever play. I remember him doing that. Swindle says return a target unit to its owner's hand. So when he did that, it put the droid back to his own hand. I was like, oh, man.
That's the way to do it.
So now the question is, can he win an edge battle and get an unopposed? So what is he playing now? I remember him saying he wanted to try to do Yoda, you seek Yoda. I'm like, well, you already have Yoda out.
Because you can put it in your hand, and he wants it for the edge.
No, you can't actually put it in your hand. It says put it into play if able. That's what I correct. I said the only thing...
If able.
Right, but it doesn't give you the option of putting it into your hand.
No, so it says search for the card and then put it into play if you are able to.
Right.
So then I believe it goes to your hand if you're not able to.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because I think cards have to say you can draw them or put them in your hand, otherwise they don't. But I thought maybe he was trying to do it to get another gun on Yoda, but that wasn't what he was trying to do. He thought he could get it to put it in his hand.
Well, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, I thought you were able to. If it says, because when it says search it for the card, that naturally puts it into your hand. You know, when you search your deck for a card, it typically goes into your hand. So if you're not able to put it into play, then it should stay in your hand.
No, I didn't think that was how it worked. That wasn't how we played it. So if we were wrong about that, then.
So what did he do with it then?
He just put it back in his deck and shuffled.
Okay.
And took the Yoda back to his hand because I told him that made no sense to use it. You know, we got rid of the shield. I don't know if we ever did do that dial when I blew up that objective.
No, I don't think he did.
I think it should be at 6. So unless he's got a nudge, it may not come into play here. But of course, if he just wins, it's not going to come into play anyway.
It still looks to me, I can't tell if it's at 5 or 6.
Yeah. I just remember I'm pretty sure I didn't actually hit it when I blew up the mission. So I can't tell what's in his hand if he's got something else to put out or not. Maybe he doesn't really have any cards. So he's going all in after Technological Terror that only has 1 damage on it. And I am all in because I remembered against all odds this time, and he went almost all in. I had 6. He had way more than 6. I see a Han. I think he had a Seeds and something else. So he's going to win the edge battle. He's going to Seeds Rav. He does a damage with Yoda. He focuses the guard. Yoda's got enough guns to take either one of them out. And I think Jay's going to be 1 short here because he's not going to be able to get unopposed.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he went all in, I was worried if he has a target, there was nothing I could do. But if he didn't, I didn't see how he's going to kill both my guys. So
yeah,
he would have needed a target or 3 heats. And I think Jay just realized that because I dumped my hand so against all odds wasn't going off. Yeah. So I don't know so he decides to kill Rav just because then if he had killed the guard, I could have triggered Rav. So
you would have been better off in letting your guard double swing. You should have focused the Executor because now you're going to have a counterattack.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't do that.
I
would have killed Yoda, but
No, you wouldn't. Not if only one of your
Oh,
guys.
that's right. No, yeah,
Because
because
you
he'd want
lost the
edge. Right? Yeah,
edge.
that's right. I lost edge. So I'm gonna get balance, and he let the executor stay unfixed. I think he was sort of thrown off because he didn't win. That I think he
Yeah.
misplayed that there. Although if I get one
Yeah.
of those Death Star engineers, I could have freed up the executor anyway, because I could just deploy it and let go. And there is Mission Palpatine, and that should be enough to do it. Although I think we forgot to move the dial again. The dial should be at probably 7, and yeah, he's scooping. And we realized, I think we forgot to move the dial again, but we knew it was going up. And
Yeah.
yeah, so Palpatine would have taken out.
The top objective. The
Yeah,
executor would take out the other. Yeah, if he'd have focused the executor, he'd have been fine.
yeah, because I didn't end up drawing something to take it out to clear him off. At least I don't think. And I think he was telling me that he maybe should have played Han. And what I had pointed out to him then was, with what else he played in the Edge battle, I would have won Edge then, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, if you had focused the executor there, um, you would have had Palp. You could have gotten a objective, but you could not have gotten two of them.
Right. Yeah.
And then he would have only needed one blast coming
Right.
in the next turn with Yoda.
Yeah.
So he probably should have won that.
Yeah. Unless I had, I mean, I didn't play it, but if I had had one of the engineers, I could have played. I don't know if I did because I just
Yeah.
played Palpatine. If I had one of the engineers, I could have freed up the executor if he had double focused it. So.
Well, without Palpatine, you didn't have the blast to kill two objectives because you still needed
Right, I
to do
needed
two to the top one.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Although I would have done it with the I would have done it when I sacked the Death Star engineer. I could have done it with Executor. I could have done the damage that way. Yeah, so I think I had it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
You would have had to have the engineer. We don't know if you did or not.
yeah,
So.
so that was a really close game there. I think there was a bit of a misplay from Jay, except he thought he was going to be able to win, and then he forgot I turned against all odds off, I guess, and then he probably should have focused the executor and didn't do it. But it was really close. Like that was kind of crazy that he blew up one of my objectives without ever attacking with the Brainiac combo like that. So I was very fortunate to pull off that win. And so we went into the last game. We're both sitting on 12 points, basically winner takes all. If we go to time, we'd both be on 13. Then I guess it would go to strength of schedule. And I think the person in third only had 6. I think that was actually Pants YG after the second round. So he couldn't catch either one of us even with a sweep then at that point once I won the first game. So you got any final thoughts on that game before we wrap it up, and then we will head to the final showdown between myself and Jay?
No, it is an interesting deck. I don't know how well that works if you don't get the Skyhopper out or Brainiac to relying on those tricks. Then it just comes down to, do you have Han? Do you have Yoda?
Right.
Because you don't have a lot of heavy hitters in the deck.
No, you really don't. It's very combo dependent. Like I said, the fact that I was able to kind of at least see right away after he did it the first time, like I've got to figure out how to deal with this so he doesn't keep doing 2 damage to me without ever attacking with all these cheap events. That helped. At least I realized it before it was too late about that part of the trick. So, all right, well, let's wrap it up.
That's the interesting thing about running Dash over Luke, because you're giving up the events for the combo, but you're also getting some very powerful enhancements, with your lightsaber, your trust, and then you're getting another targeted striker, a heat, and also the Twi'lek for another tactic. So it's an interesting trade-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on what your focus of the deck is.
Yeah, I agree. But as I said, it was a good game. It really came down in the end there, even though we were forgetting to move the dial. We obviously kind of inherently knew where it was. That we knew if I blew up 2, that would be it. So I guess we'll wrap it up for this one. And so thanks again for joining me for commentary as always, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, anytime.